before it actually starts recording, so I'm not going to say anything interesting for the first few seconds. Not coffee today. Tea, because it's so freaking early. What the hell? So, the dog is on a very, very strict schedule, it seems. At about like 7:30 every morning, she leaps on the bed demanding attention. And then after that, eventually just grabs my arm and drags me out of the bed. And I have the joy of being the first one up, which I've got to say, I quite sort of like having the house to myself for a little bit, sort of wandering around. And then I thought today, okay, no doom scrolling. I'm not allowed to sit down at my tweets or my Facebooks or my YouTubies or whatever the hell I'm wasting my mornings with in general. I'm just going to leap straight into the exercise. So that's what I have done today. Hello, Sam. Yeah, Sam, me too. Just Saturday, things to do, but just thought I better prove that I did some exercises, I figured. Zendir, how well? Hello, Zadir. Good morning to you too. Congrats. No, congrats. It's so sad, isn't it? There are muscles that I may never form that I may have already injured, from Chechnya. Chechnya? How do I say that? I would say is it not Chechnya, is it? Is it Chechnya? Do I say it sounds like there's an N in there. Anyways, Shari, good morning. So yeah, but I've got a dilemma though. I have a burn and learn dilemma that I'm going to throw at you here. Another person inside my head. Oh no, that was a fun one, wasn't it? Wasn't it? That was what, duet? Was it duet, that one? I can't wait for my son to see that one because I think he'll get a kick out of that, watching his dad act like an idiot, as always, but this time on television. So here's my dilemma. I'm doing the burn and learns, and the whole point of the burn and learn thing for me is I've always had this split between sort of the body and the brain. I've always felt like there was this brain floating in this stupid mass of, lipids and water and, useless human things. So exercise for me has always been a waste of time. I feel like I feel like it takes time out of my day. So one of the reasons for the burn and learn was to be able to sort of combine the two. So the beauty of the torture device over there, this elliptical thing, is that you can kill like half an hour on that thing while you're watching something educational or reading something. Reading's a little harder, or audiobook, that kind of stuff. But the idea is that I could be exercising my brain at the same time as I'm exercising my body. The problem with these stupid 7-minute workout things is that you've got this dumb music blaring and good fact, 3 more, and people yelling at you, and I don't like the experience. Though I do like the exercise because I feel like it's sort of engaging different parts of me as opposed to the parts I don't have yet, as I've said. As opposed to the elliptical, which is the same thing, this very sort of repetitive exercise. Very good, I'm sure, cardiovascular wise. I suppose I could add a short stint on the elliptical. I'm trying to figure out, I guess what I'm saying is, how do I get the learn part into these exercise routines? So right now I'm doing like a 7-minute warm up, a 7-minute exercise, and then 7-minute cool down, that with this stupid little app thing. But I'm like, why don't they make, why do they have to have this stupid music going all the time? Why can't they be teaching me something? But of course, you can't sort of be counting your steps and stuff while you try to take in any kind of educational stuff. So I don't know. Throw that in your heads and see if you can think of anything, because I think short of me going back to the elliptical for at least a chunk of this time, I feel like I right now it feels like I'm taking 21 minutes out of my day and coming out and feeling miserable, even though I know I'm exercising. Burn and learn is a good idea. YouTube copyright that right now. Yeah, there you go. I don't think I can do that, can I? And that's my thing is I feel like exercise just feels like, I know that in the long run it's good for me and everything, but it feels at the time like it's just taking away from the things that I want to do. I am well, thank you. Just woke up. What have I missed? Oh my God, Christopher. It was like the weird, like so my thing this morning was, there was no freaking way I was going to sit down on my comfy sofa with my comfy dog and start doom scrolling through Twitter again without exercising first, because I just know what happens. I'll never like it'll be later and later and later in the day, and we've got this. We're having a nice chat with some old friends today later on Zoom, and then I'm hoping to do Barnacles at 1 o'clock, actually on YouTube as well. So everyone should go over and check out Barnacles because at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or thereabouts, depending on when we get things together, we'll be doing our tech talk as well. So you get a real talk where I hopefully will have at least washed my hair by then, or at least showered at that point. Hey, the Tech Bandits thing looks good, doesn't it? T-shirt, Tech Bandits T-shirt. Okay, just started watching Stargate again. Really? That's got to be like the elliptical after a while. You can only watch it so many times, can you? Although people seem to watch it a lot. I'm amazed at that. Or I should scroll back because I'm missing all sorts of things. I'm the best actor on Stargate. Thank you very much. I would agree with you. Ha, three more. Three, two, one. Yeah, I know, Sam. It's just, Francine, how are you, Francine? Or bonjour, I should say. From France, Perth, Western Australia. Hello. Czechia is short for the Czech Republic. Oh, is it? Okay, all right. I didn't know that. Okay, so for Czech Republic. I'm sorry. But how do I say that? Czechia. Czechia? Czechia. Is that how I would say it, Thomas? Tomas? Okay, what else we got here? I am well, thank you, Mary Lou. I have to go back on my elliptical. I think I'm going to have to go back on the elliptical. At some of it, at some point, it's true, Raylan. I'm going to have to do that because I think that's the only other way. The only way I can think of actually learning something, unless I could figure out little bite-size chunks of information or somehow integrate the information about what I'm supposed to be doing in my exercise into the program. So I suppose you could sort of have, but this requires way too much work. But the idea being is like you could have little bites of information that you do between each beginning and end of each little exercise routine, so that you'd be learning something in that time. I don't think it would be good to learn like that. It'd be good to like learn, I don't know, the atomic weight of elements or something like that, where you could just sort of throw things at you while you're exercising. But I'm so freaking hungry. Listen to me. I'm so freaking exhausted while I do it. Hungry. What the hell is that? That is a combination of angry and hungry and old. I think I just made up another word. I seem to make up countries or words every time. I'm just so exhausted by the end of these things. They don't make any sense. Florida. Yeah, Florida. How are you doing in Florida? Because we're in full lockdown right now. We're not supposed to be going out unless we really need to, and all that kind of jazz. So I did go to the post office yesterday to get some postage for my dad's birthday stuff. But I felt that was like a mental health thing for him. So I felt that was okay with that. And then while I was there, because it was Shoppers, I could pick up, necessary supplies and bread and stuff like that. So people are bored of me making bread. So I started buying it again. Though I did get hot cross buns. My reward for doing this exercise today and this little Burn and Learn video will be to go up and have a delicious hot cross bun or 6, because no one else is up yet, and I've got 6 of them. So, hey guys from Rick's World, hello, Barry, back to you, Rick's World. Andrew Benoit, it's World Builder. Hello, World Builder, by the way. What sucks? Mashed up gaming. What, Florida or just exercise in general? It's a great place to live in Florida, so we love our freedom. Yeah, we all love our freedom. Freedom is, I think, an essential part of our lives. But we also, that's not the freedom to. It's unfortunate when it comes to pandemics. That freedom needs to be sort of tempered with, I think, we're looking out for everyone else as well. So, like I say, be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Am I a Christian? No, I'm not. Mashup gaming. I'm not. I'm an atheist. I was raised a Christian, but I just don't. It doesn't work for me. I find the science. I find the science just as, if not more, sort of beautiful than what I feel we can make up. If that makes sense. But I did have a good Christmas. Thank you very much, Mashup Gaming. Yes, they're leafing in on my atheist thing. Look, Christianity is one of those things that I always sort of wished I could buy into, because I felt that it would make me probably a better person, and certainly I think I would be happier if I could truly believe it, but I can't. I don't believe it. I believe that I believe in science, and I believe in. I have a great wonder for everything that exists in the world. I would say, a lifelong passion for learning, if that makes sense. And as soon as someone proves God to me, I'm absolutely willing to commit. But until then, I can't do it. So, I hope one day I can make a perform on Stargate, but nobody can make a character better than McKay. Yeah, they're very true in Imperador. Yeah, Stargate. I don't know. I mean, I hear that it might come back, but we'll always be the last to know. And if you want to do Stargate, do some cosplay. I mean, some of the great stuff that I've seen has been like Star Trek fan films and stuff like that. So if you want to act in Stargate, then make your own Stargates. There's great tools out there for doing the visual effects. There's a lot of, I mean, the community is wonderful. There's a million people out there who could help you do it. And then you can do it now instead of just hearing about press releases every so often. Someone's asking me about how to get into science fiction right now, and I would say the best way to get into science fiction right now would be to start doing the cosplay stuff. Like learn how to make the props, learn how to do the visual effects. There's going to be a boom in production once we're out of this stuff. I mean, we're shooting all the time, even though there's a pandemic on. For some reason, we're essential services. I think because first off, the government makes lots of money off the tax, but also there's a sort of a like a ripple effect that happens with filming. When you start up a production, there's so many people get employed. There's so many businesses that see an influx of money, so they're very eager to keep that stuff going. So they test us a lot, and just to to keep it going. Now that said, the entire Christmas holidays, obviously, we've had a couple of weeks off, and the breaks have been much longer because people need to go home, they need to see their family, and they need to quarantine. So it's a longer break now. But I've got two shows going right now, and both of which will, I guess, start near the end of January again. So, in fact, they've probably already started. I consider it actually really going when I show up, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, this is the great thing, Sam, is if you want to get into prop design, just go check out Tested or anything that Adam Savage is doing. He'll teach you how to do all that stuff. But even more than that, there's very specific channels out there on YouTube that are just great at this. Maybe I should put together what I might do for the Tech Bandits? I might do like a sci-fi session where we just talk about special effects and building props and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, it's something I'd like to do. I love it. I took apart that old Stargate SGU chair. Well, to be fair, it was sort of falling apart, and I rescued a bunch of parts off it and have added them slowly to my own office chair, injuring myself many times in the process. But yeah, Sam Bowen, yeah, Adam Savage is great for this stuff. And how do you do when you're not on a tight show shooting schedule? What do I do? I do this, and I do Tech Bandits. Tech Bandits. So the techbandits.com is my sort of my attempt to sort of educate and inspire the next generation of brilliant minds, if that makes sense. So I just want to get the kids excited about lifelong learning, because I feel that school right now, we get kids coming into school with all of that wonderful excitement about learning, and then by grade 4 they're freaking bored out of their mind, they're crushed, and they hate school. And I think that is such a wasted opportunity. And it was the same on me. I was done. I frankly hated school, never finished high school, but always loved learning. Like, I never equated all of this mad science crap that I was doing at home, with electronics and chemistry and silliness that I got up to at home. I never equated all that. I thought that was just me goofing around. I thought that was me wasting time. And because the real education was at school, and it was really freaking dull. So I don't want that to happen to my kid. And so selfishly, I mean, the great thing about kids is they don't listen to you, but other people's kids will listen to you. So I feel like there's so far over the last 4 or 5 years I've been doing this now, I feel like there's a few kids who've really sort of found their place in this. And so what I want to do is do that locally. So work with local kids, hopefully with a school for developmental and disability kids with developmental and physical disabilities. Get them working with the kids that I work with as well, the slightly more privileged folks that I get to work with. And I thought we could just do stuff locally, and then by filming it and getting it out there on Twitch with Tech Banditry, we're Tech Banditry on Twitch as well, that I would be able to sort of take that local excitement and use that to inspire kids and parents and teachers locally, globally. So it's that whole eat. I always relate it in some way to food. So it's kind of like eat eat local, think global. I want to like inspire local, and inspire and thus inspire globally, if that makes sense. Or I should say, maybe I should we should sort of make local, like as in making, and then inspire globally. That's the idea. Take care. Love to you. Have to leave. You're the best. Thank you, Mary Lou. Lovely that you could come by. I'm gonna run too because I've got tons of stuff to do. I tell my kid this capitalist system lets you starve in the streets if you don't do your homework. Fear is a great motivator. Yeah, except that here's the problem, Mr. Snow, or Mr. Snow. I don't know who you are actually. So Bal Rogath. The problem is I didn't finish high school, so my son and many people, many kids know that because I've made no bones about it. And they go, well, it worked for you. So then what do? You go like you failed all the way through school, and you're a freaking sci-fi actor. You know what I mean? An unfit, sweaty sci-fi actor on YouTube. So I'm a horrible example. That's the problem. So I think what's important, most important, is I don't think you can force people to learn. Well, maybe some people can, but I don't. I can't be forced to learn, and I can't force people to learn. I can only, I think that my curiosity is sort of contagious. When I get excited about stuff, I see the kids going like, "What the hell is he so excited about? Look at that! What? Oh, that is kind of neat," or whatever. You can get them excited. Even my own child will do that, who generally just ignores my madness. But trying to force someone to learn stuff is so hard. Anyways, okay, look, I should probably run. How long have I been going for? Oh, good. Well, 15 minutes or so. That's not bad. Good morning to you, Tanner 3D. Good morning, Carter. I love SpaceX. I love all that. I love all this. Look, anything that takes you to space, I love. Although I've got to say, I don't think humans should be going to space. I think we should be sending robots or telepresence things. I don't understand this. I understand the obsession with wanting to be in space. I think it would be very cool. Having even just faked it, I really enjoy it. But I feel like we should be sending robots, not humans. I don't understand this need to send these bags of water into space, these thinking bags of water into space. I think it should all be done with robots. Because we can go further, we can see more, we can do more, we can achieve more that way. I think that's the approach we should be taking. Ugly bags of water, exactly, Jeff. Wait a second, you talking to me? You talking to me? You calling me a joke? Because I am. Hunter-gatherer, empty bags of mostly water. Yeah, there you go. I worry about the emissions from commercial space travel. Yeah, I mean, look, this is the other thing is like, way to go, guys. We polluted and destroyed our planet. Now we're moving off to the next one. It worries me a little bit that we're just spreading like a COVID through the universe. You know what I mean? If you ever want to build model apps with the tech bandits, check out Flutter by Google. Okay, cool. Okay, I will. Thank you very much. Flutter by Google. Okay. Hello, David. Recently binge watched SG1 in Atlantis last year. You guys are brilliant. Well, I was. The rest of them weren't bad either. It's true. Thank you very much, Emerald Chaos. Mike says it's for the survival of our species. We need to get out there so we're not just on this planet. But here's the problem, Mike. Who's leaving this planet? The only people I see leaving the planet are people who've got billions of dollars to spend on doing that. And I worry that all we're going to do is just spread the inequalities and issues that we have on this planet. If we don't solve these problems, we are going to bring them to other planets, and that's my issue. And I think that I'm not saying we shouldn't go into space and that we shouldn't colonize other planets or any of that kind of stuff. We absolutely, you're right. We're going to need to do that at some point, in our evolution. But I'm saying that we should, at this point, be figuring out how to send robots out there to pave the way. Literally, we need robotic systems on these planets to start doing the construction, to start doing the building, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, what's going to happen? We're going to send, we're going to send humans who've been sort of coerced or enticed into doing this stuff, and we're just not as efficient as that. We're just not. It's purely just I feel like there's a bit of an ego involved. Look, why do you think that? The first thing every billionaire does is start trying to figure out how to hurl themselves into space. I mean, I think that it would be a much less selfish act if we can send out machines. I mean, we are doing this to some extent, but I think they need to be done. I think we need to start considering them as less as just exploration and start considering them, the contractors that are going out there now to start actually paving the way for us. So there you go. We're doing some deep learning and burning. Oh my God, this is it. So again, I really feel like we need to. I really do feel like we need to. Oh God, I've forgotten what was going on now. What do we got? We got when it starts. We'll see. Mars should cost. Yeah, the costs are crazy, aren't they? AI may destroy us if we keep going. I don't know. I've yet to see an AI that I'm worried about, to be honest. I'd be more worried about us, honestly. I'd be more worried about humans doing that through our own stupidity. I mean, look at us. We can't even, we're a civilized society and we can't even look after our elderly during a pandemic. I mean, I feel like we really need to, our priorities are way off right now and we got to figure this stuff out. And I'm not saying we should be like, you will stay on your planet until you behave. I just think that we need to address the problems here before we start spreading them to other parts of the planet, of the universe, if we take the people who are not anti-government or anti-education, such as flat earthers, then we will not have that many problems. Yeah, but who decides that, Rick? I mean, who decides who the right people are to go? I know who I would choose. I bring a whole bunch of people, but why should I be the one to decide that? Actually, maybe I should be the one to decide that. You're right. I'm going with that. Tell Michael Moore if he needs a stunt double, I'm available. Very good, Jeff Phillips. I'll get on that. Solve our problems first on our planet. Look, I'm not saying we have to solve everything, but I just think that there is, if like all technology, we are blazing ahead with that without considering what this leads to. And the way this is going right now is exactly like the Expanse. We're going to start having, resentful colonies on the moon that are going to want to break away from the great American, the great U.S. or the great Canada or whatever the hell, whoever's colonized that section. We're literally approaching it like we approached everything else in the past. And I just feel like, are we not learning anything? Let's look at, I always tell my son, that history isn't boring. History is a time machine. History's like not only do you go back in time, but you get to also see the future because we are just constantly repeating stupid mistakes. So, God, now I'm getting all down. You know why? Because I haven't had my hot cross bun. If I have my hot cross bun, I'll be you wait. The funny thing about me is like the hungrier I get, the more depressed I get about the world. Then I have a sandwich. It's like, woohoo, everything's great. All right. Look, that to say, I'm the most excited about space travel. I love all the rockets. I wish we had a better way of getting off the planet than just like consuming vast amounts of burning stuff and all. Anyways, but the point being is, we need to do this we need to be smart about this. We've already polluted the orbit of our planet so badly that we run the risk of knocking every satellite out of the sky. We have to consider this stuff, and I just don't think we are. I think we're just hurling stuff up there and go woohoo, wee. We need like a halfway station where these where people can be transported to a possibly in orbit or maybe some kind of a space station where we can sort of that can be the jump off point to various different planets and exploration and stuff, because I think just continually hurling things off the planet is going to get pretty tired pretty soon. All right, space junk. Yeah, it's disgusting. We've literally polluted the orbit, the entire orbit, everything in orbit around our planet is threatened by just stupid trash. We've littered so badly already up there that it's a disaster. So let's get this sorted out, right? Like maybe one of the first things we should do is figure out how to get up there and net that stuff or somehow, I don't know what there's got to be like. Look, we're smart people. We can figure this stuff out. There should be a way of. I know that the problem is even the tiniest little fleck of paint is dangerous. But again, if you know that, stop putting stuff up there that's going to do that. So, all right, I got to go. Wooden satellites. Well, I mean, if you think about it, once they're up there, once they're up there, it's just getting them off this stupid planet's the problem. Maybe like a space elevator. I always thought that was the coolest thing. I don't understand how the sheer logistics of something like that. But the idea of being able to, without such huge amounts of fuel and risk, being able to have some kind of a system that could get people um, out of the gravitational pull, the extreme sort of gravitational pull in a sort of a cheap, efficient way, that would be, that'd be amazing. And think about it, if instead of like, you know, shooting ourselves into space with rockets, we'd just been focusing on getting some kind of a geosynchronous space elevator of some sort sorted out, we wouldn't have the space junk problem. There would obviously be issues. It would obviously be dangerous. We'd obviously, have things that we'd have to deal with. But then we could be putting stuff up and down all the time at a fraction of the cost. So, anyways, there you go. It costs too much with little gains until it's a huge problem, and this is our problem as a species, is the human race, is that we don't think ahead. We don't try to solve problems until they become catastrophic. Look at global warming. Look at these pandemics. We're like shutting down pandemic responses just before we get hit by them. I mean, I'm reading books about biotech that were written 3 or 4 years before 2020, and the first chapter is talking about an impending pandemic. I mean, like, this was years ago. I mean, the science community, the scientists have been talking about this for years, and we did nothing. I mean, well, we did not nothing, but we didn't do nearly enough to look after people. Instead, we shove all of our old people together in little rooms and say, "Oh, look at that! They're all dying." No, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I got to go have a hot cross bun and cheer up. Thank you so much for letting me burn and learn and depress the hell out of you. I'm not depressed. I have a wonderful excitement and hope for where we're going with this stuff. I'm one of those idiots who believes that technology can and will solve everything. I think we waste so much time, chasing our own tails and repeating mistakes. And I just think we can be better than that. You know what I mean? And I think part of our evolution as a species has got to be how we are going to maintain, a suitable lives for the people in our communities, that the advancements we make are advancements that aren't just going to make billionaires multi-billionaires, that they're going to improve things for the human race. And I'm not talking, communism or whatever the hell. People always accuse me of being like this. I just think it's just common sense. If we can't feed ourselves, and if we can't feed the people on our planet, then how are we going to feed people on other planets? If we can't agree and have reasonable discourse on this planet, how the hell are we going to do it on another? We can't. We need to start considering about Earth as one. Like, Earth is Earth. It's not a bunch of little countries cut up into different groups of people. We are one planet. We're about to move to other planets. We're not talking about going to New India or New US and all that kind of stuff. If we start doing that right away, we're screwed, because we're going to start having the same problem. We're going to start having full on expanse wars, and like the Expanse. Brilliant stuff going on in that. I've got to sit down and watch that from the beginning now, because I read the first book and I just loved it. And didn't sort of really get into the series, probably because I was just jealous because I wasn't on it. To be honest, if I'm completely honest with it. But anyway, so that's my little diatribe for the day. And now, in order to make sense, I'm going to go eat something. As I say, be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Cheerio, and I'll see you all at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Barnacles' channel for some tech talk. So, all the best to you. Cheers. Thank